So it's a beautiful day here on the property. We're taking a walk today. Now it snowed lightly all day yesterday, and we might have an inch and a half or 2 inches, which isn't that much, but it's a perfect time to come down and see what has been moving. So right now I'm on a set of fox tracks, and he's been all over the place, or he or she has been all over the place hunting. Set of deer tracks right up above me. So we are going to walk around and see what's been moving on the property. Should be fun. Let's go. Yeah, see, this fox has been all over here. Let me show you. Yeah, see, this fox has been all over the place. In and out of the brush. He's been moving around. So what's kind of cool is to be able to follow the tracks and see what these fox do and how they hunt, how they move, what they choose to pee on. It gives you a good idea how they move around. Now I have pulled all my traps, but I had traps set for about 3 weeks down here, mainly for coyotes. But I caught 10 red fox. 10 red fox, let 3 of them go, kept 7. And on 12 acres to catch 10 red fox, and I didn't catch the 3 that I let go again because I would know. So to catch 10 red fox on this property is pretty extraordinary, I think. There's a lot of fox. Now, it tells me 2 things. 1, again, there is a lot of fox. And 2, the coyotes aren't here. Every fox that I had in the trap was alive and well. If there was coyotes coming through here consistently, at least a few of those 10 fox would be dead, because coyotes do not tolerate red fox. I've caught them before. The coyotes come in and just bite them on the back of the neck and kill them and leave them. So catching 10 red fox, not having one killed by coyotes, and obviously I haven't been seeing any tracks. We haven't had a lot of snow up to this point, and there's still fox tracks everywhere. So it's pretty cool. We got a lot of fox. We had a lot of turkey poults this spring, and the numbers dwindled as the summer went along. So they're getting predated on pretty heavy, whether it's hawks and owls, or, you know, fox, coyotes, coon, whatever was killing them. But the numbers dwindled as we went into the summer. So hopefully taking some fox out of the equation, we're going to help them a little bit. We'll see. But there's still a lot of fox around. Let's keep looking for tracks. So one of the things we've had around here is pheasants. And here's some pheasants tracks right here. So they're still kicking. These are really fresh. So they're going over onto the neighbor's property. I only see one set of tracks. There's been 2 pheasants here pretty consistently. So maybe he's all alone. That's really fresh. See some rabbit tracks. We got these rabbit brush piles down here. We're going to kick them and see if we can't bump something out. But I only see that one set of pheasant tracks. Still a lot of fox. Let's continue down here and see what we see. This is pretty cool. There's a little mole tunnel. That's probably what the fox are looking for. So one thing that I'm not seeing is a lot of rabbit tracks. There's this one set crossing the trail here, and it doesn't look that fresh. It was this morning probably, or last night, but that could be why we don't have any coyotes. Because the coyotes love to hunt these rabbits. That's a long gate. That's a fox. Anyways, I'm not seeing a lot of rabbit tracks. A lot of fox tracks. Here's some mouse tracks right here. This is definitely a mouse because he's jumping. So typically, from what I've seen, a mouse will jump through the snow, at least if it's not very deep. But a mole will just burrow right through it. That's what we see there. The first track where there was more like a tunnel through the snow, I'm pretty sure was a mole. That track right there was definitely a mouse because you could see the tracks were jumping. So right here is a place where the fox have really concentrated on. There's numerous tracks coming through here, and they're all going to that one spot. And they're probably peeing on it, and I can see the pee on it. So in the future, I'm going to concentrate on putting a set right there. If the fox are peeing on that, so will the coyotes. So if it gets to a point where we're seeing more coyote tracks here, I'll come and put a set right there. I don't necessarily want to catch more fox, but I can guarantee you the coyotes will be using that spot as well. So we're talking about how many fox track there are, and I looked up and there's a fox about 50 yards from me working down through. Now, do you think I would put the camera on him? No, I tried to call him in to get him closer. Didn't even think about videotaping him. What a dummy. That was pretty cool. He was a big male, or at least looked like a big male. Dang, what a fool. Jeez, gotta take advantage of those things. I was actually just gonna get my camera out. I was actually gonna just start recording. Ooh, look at that. What's that? Squirrel. Anyways, I have a set down here, or where I did have a set. I still have the trap there. It's snapped off in case I want to reset it at some point. But we're going to go down here and see how the fox are reacting to that set. Oh yeah, they're working it hard. Let's take a look at it. See, this is a dirt hole, and I have the mound back here. The hole's right there. Trap is right there, not set. But you can see the tracks all over it. So right here, the deer have come in and pawed this grass up. But the fox have come in and investigated that area too. Now the deer are probably looking for something to nibble on. But the fox came right in here to that spot as well. I can't believe I didn't get the camera out and videotape that fox. Dang. So we've got this eastern red cedar right here, and the deer do like to browse on them, and there's a set of tracks coming right up to it, working around it, and you can see that it's been browsing on it. Pretty sure it was a doe, because the snow is not too deep. It's like 2 inches deep, and typically a buck, when he's walking, he'll drag his feet. I don't see any evidence of this deer dragging its feet as it's walking through the snow, so I'm gonna assume it's a doe, and she walked by here and fed on this eastern red cedar, and you can see it's browsed pretty good on the bottom side. So here's another track, and you can see how this deer is dragging his feet. Most likely a buck. I did find a shed down here 2 days ago, and I did come down and look for the other one just before the snow, because there was no snow on and that thing stuck out like a sore thumb. It was a fresh one because it was still bloody on the bottom. So yeah, this could be that buck that lost his antler. Not a very big one, but has some potential, mainly because the main beam, for as small of a rack it is pretty long. Boy, the fox has been working through here, but I'm still not seeing any rabbit tracks. That could be why we don't have any coyotes, but we've got plenty of red fox. So one thing that I have to check every time I come down here, especially when we have snow, is that the voles aren't chewing on my apple trees. They love to chew the bark off the bottom. So you can see, let me see, you can see that I've got some protective wraps on them, and that goes all the way down to the ground so the voles can't get in there, because they'll kill these apple trees. They almost girdled them last year, so I'm making sure I protect them this year. But I'm going to come down and check all the time. So we got another set right here where the trap is not set. The fox are still visiting it, and you can see right where the fox basically laid right on the set. Pretty cool. So you can see this fox worked here, and he stuck his nose right down in there to see if there's a mouse. So this is the rabbit habitat we made earlier. No tracks around it. I just kicked on it. Nothing in there, obviously, but I'm just not seeing the rabbit tracks that we're used to. Must be a down year. Last year there was a lot of rabbits. This year, not very many. That's why we build rabbit habitat. Helps them out. So these deer have been feeding in here, and this is the area that we planted the wildflower mix in it. It looked pretty good last year. We'll see what it looks like this spring or this summer. But the deer definitely in here feeding on something. And this is where the best wildflower flowers were. So I'm going to assume that they're feeding on some of that. That's cool. There's a big track in there. Yes, sir. Right here, actually, this is actually the same spot that I found the shed 2 days ago. And there's a big track in here, and it's all dug up, and whatever deer this is feeding. So I'm gonna assume that that buck is coming in here and feeding. There's multiple tracks in here, but one of them's really big, so I'm gonna assume that it's that buck. This fox came right up and peed on the corner of the tent. Would you look at that? So the fox have been really busy around the tent. There's been, we've had some moles underneath it. And we got mice in the wood piles and whatnot, but the fox have been all around the tent trying to find something to eat. All around the wood pile. They're busy down here. Well, thanks for coming along. I think one of the surprising things with this little walkabout is that there's no rabbits. Last year we had lots of rabbits. Typically we have lots of rabbits every year. Another surprising thing is the number of fox tracks. I don't know what to attribute that to. So it's always fun after a fresh snow, and we've only got like an inch, maybe inch and a half in some spots. It's always fun in a fresh snow to walk around and see what's moving, see what you have on your property. Now again, we had very few rabbits, a lot of red fox, no coyotes, and a few deer. It's fun to walk around and see what they're all doing. So thanks for coming along, thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe, or just comment down below. See ya.